She's lying in her bed, covers over her head. Maybe she's thinking of me. I play her my song, it never gets too long. Maybe I'd kiss her again. You do, I'm sure. The stars start to shine, I'm sipping on my wine, wishing to miss her no more. Wind in the trees is like a ghost to me. She holds me close to my life. If you knew, you do, I'm sure. They say around the bend never has an end. I'm singing about her, my love. They say there is no time, tomorrow's hard to find. She is tomorrow for me. If you knew, you do, I'm sure. She's lying in her bed, covers over her head. Maybe she's thinking of me.
And that was Richard Cam and Bert, the Cheese Band. We used to play on McDougal Street, and that was probably recorded at the Metropolitan Studio in New York. My first recorded album, Richard Tucker, Campbell Bruce, and myself, Bill France on drums. And welcome to the live stream. It's December 19th, year of our Lord, or perhaps in this case, year of our Lord, 2020. I hope you guys are enjoying this time of year. The snow is on the ground outside, and Christmas is around the corner. Hanukkah's already underway. Quonset, I guess all those things, and the celebration of the flying spaghetti monster could happen anytime in your kitchen, believe me. and it's my pleasure to be playing music for you. I've prepared an hour-long set of music, the theme of which is, by and large, folk music and songwriter music of the 1960s and 70s, when I, as a lad of 15, showed up in Greenwich Village with my guitar and a desire to play music, which I have pursued ever since then. This first tune is an Ian Tyson tune, and I'm going to be doing a couple of Ian and Sylvia songs during the course of all of this, and welcoming, of course, my wife, who's my co-engineer here. Thank you so much, my dear. And Sam Bryan, nice to see you. And here's it go. Four months ago, last April, on a day coach she come down, and the dusty autumn winds begin to blow. Should've known I couldn't hold her, living out so far from town, and the nights to come are long, slow to go. Now my baby's left me, she's walking down the line, and the dusty autumn winds begin to blow. All dressed up in red velvet, with her high heel shoes so fine, and the nights to come are long, slow to go. I should have known before we kissed, you can't keep red velvet on a poor dirt farm like this. I'll call my dog and take my truck and head on down to town, and the dusty autumn winds begin to blow. Well, I should have known before we kissed, you can't keep red velvet on a poor dirt farm like this. I'll call my dog and take my truck and head on down to town, and the dusty autumn winds begin to blow. I'll sit and count the evening stars as they walk around, and the nights to come are long, slow to go, slow to go. Ian and Sylvia, Red Velvet. And welcome, Harvey, my dependable audience here. Hope you're having a nice afternoon here in New York City. This next tune is a Tim Hardin tune. Not going to say too much about any of these tunes. You know them all, except for the ones you don't know. Now as I listen long enough to you, I'd find a way to believe it's all true, knowing that you lie straight-faced while I cry. Still I'd look to find a reason to believe. If I gave you time to change my mind, I'd find a way to leave the past behind, knowing that you lie straight-faced while I cry. Still I'd look to find a reason to believe. Someone like you makes it hard to live without somebody else. Someone like you makes it easy to give, and I never think about myself. If I gave you time to change my mind, I'd find a way to leave the past behind, knowing that you lie straight-faced while I cry. Still I'd look to find a reason to believe. Someone like you makes it hard to live without somebody else. Someone like you makes it easy to give, and I never think about myself. If I gave you time to change my mind, I'd find a way to leave the past behind, knowing that you lie straight-faced while I cry. Still I'd look to find a reason to believe, if I listened long enough to you. Tim Hardin song for you there. One of the first songs I ever heard when I came to the village, and I played at Gertie's Folk City, the first open mic I ever attended. And on the same program were Fred Neil and Tim Hardin, Karen Dalton, Tim Buckley, all these people who were so great. And I was just like 15 years old with a head full of Donovan songs, but they were sweet to me, and I want to pay it all back to all the people that I've hosted at open mics here in New York, because that's a gift that you give to people. I appreciate it when it was given to me. I wish to give it to other people, and that's my plan. You Were on My Mind. Oh, what a beautiful song. You know, I will learn that. I'm going to be doing Darcy Farrell a little bit later, because your request and my friend from California's request. It's a Beatles song. Half of what I say is meaningless, but I say it just to reach you. Julia, Julia, ocean child calls me, and so I sing a song of love. Julia, seashell eyes, windy smile calls me, and so I sing a song of love. Julia, Julia, morning moon, touch me, and so I sing a song of love. Your hair a floating sky is shimmering, glimmering in the sun. If I cannot sing my heart, I can only speak my mind. Julia, sleeping sad, silent cloud, touch me, and so I sing a song of love. And so I sing a song of love, Julia, Julia, Julia. John Lennon song for you there. On that same day that I went to that open mic, Dominic Chianese was the host that night, who you may know from the Sopranos. I think he played the father figure in the Sopranos, the grandfather, Junior. And one of the highlights of that event for me when I woke up this morning, you were on my mind. You were on my mind. That's the song. So Karen Dalton was who I heard that day, and she was just a wonderful banjo picker and traditional singer. This is a traditional song that she popularized in the village. I've adapted the banjo picking style that she played to my own style of guitar playing, and I hope you enjoy Katie Cruel. When I first came to town, they called me the roving Jew. Now they've changed their tune, they call me Katie Cruel. Through the woods I go, through the swamp and mire, straight way down the road till I come to my heart's desire. If I was where I would be, I'd be where I am not. Here I am where I must be, where I would be. I cannot. When I first came to town, they bought me drinks aplenty. Now they've changed their tune, they bring me the bottle empty. Through the woods I go, through the swamp and the mire, straight way down the road till I come to my heart's desire. If I was where I would be, I'd be where I am not. Here I am where I must be, where I would be. I cannot. Through the woods I go, through the swamp and mire, straight way down the road till I come to my heart's desire. Getting that error message, folks. Let me know if you're getting a lot of lags or something. It doesn't really seem to be a problem, but you never know. I did not know that that was Sylvia's first writing credit. And I can't remember it wasn't the Fifth Dimension that got the hit on that. The new progressives, the Hansel and Gretels, I don't remember who got the hit on that, but I just love the Ian and Sylvia version of that song that you guys are discussing over there in the gallery. Welcome guests in the gallery. Welcome to visitors after the fact. You might tune into this show some other time other than today, which is December 19th, 2020. You might tune in the future. If you enjoy the show that I do, the music that I make, if you enjoy anything at all, even if it was just me stopping singing, just, be sure to like and subscribe and help me to monetize this. As you add your subscription, please understand that somewhere in this world there's a 13-year-old kid that has 75 million followers and subscribers for something that a 13-year-old kid would do. So help me get more than the 50 subscribers that I have. And okay, this then is in fact the other Ian and Sylvia song that I prepared for today. Though, you know what? Yeah, lots of buffering going on. There's just so much of it. I hope it's not too terrible. If it is, I do apologize. I'm going to wait on Darcy Farrow until my friend from California chimes in. Misha, because she wanted to hear that song, I'm going to put that down the list a little ways. Sorry it's become problematical, folks. This is a hard gig. It's beyond my control. And I just wish I could go and play in a club someplace where people could hear me. This is what I'm stuck with. And if you don't have the patience for it, I understand you're bailing out. It's definitely something I don't think I could live with either. There I stood on the street, grown man at last, with the road at my feet. I turned my back to the past. It's a story of old. You've heard it before, I know it's been told. With the sun in my eyes, I went seeking the prize. My father, he told me I had best take some care. And he offered me money to help pay for my fare. There, it's clear enough. It's a story of old. You've heard it before, I know it's been told. With the sun in my eyes, I went seeking the prize. It's a story of old. You've heard it before, I know it's been told. With the sun in my eyes, I went seeking the prize. Now the miles, they are many, back to where I come from. And the prize, if there's any, is just a ticket back home. It's a story of old. You've heard it before, I know it's been told. With the sun in my eyes, I went seeking the prize. And that's a song by the highly unknown but listenable Bert Lee from my days both with Richard Cameron Burt. That's when I first wrote this song, and then later recorded with the Central Park Sheiks. And an album which you can get, it's down there, you can get the CD from EMI Records, for which we will never get a penny because they wrote us out of the contract because they didn't tell us they sold the rights in Japan. I love the music business, don't you? But neither here nor there, because I survive and I live and I keep writing songs, and that's what I do. And speaking of surviving, this is a song by Steve Goodman, who has one of the great survival stories of all the music industry. Steve Goodman toured for close to 20 years with leukemia. Until it took him from this planet, he kept on playing, and nothing would keep him down. And I would like to model myself after such a soul, always, not only as a performer, but as a person. Very good. Kip. There you go. Nice to see you, Kip Osborne, a ventriloquist extraordinaire with a political slant to his ventriloquism. And in fact, why don't you, while you're here on this thread with my friends Kip, drop a hint where they can find you on YouTube, because you should hear Kip. He's charming and funny and wonderful. And if any of you have anything you're presenting, feel free to drop the comments in the little chat thing there, because we might as well share what we have while we're here together. So anything you wish to share, whether it's some music or a book you've written or just some belly aching that's entertaining to us all, it's good. It's all good. I'm riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central early morning rail. 15 cars, 15 restless riders, 3 conductors and 25 sacks of mail. All along the southbound Odyssey, the train pulls out from Kankakee, moves along the houses, farms, and fields, passing trains that have no names and freight yards full of old black men and graveyards full of rusted automobiles. Good morning, America, how are you? Oh, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles before the day is done. Playing card games with the old man in the club car. A penny a point, ain't no one keeping score. Pass the paper bag that holds the bottle. You can hear the steel rails rumble across the floor. And the sons of Pullman porters and the sons of engineers ride their father's magic carpet made of steel. Mothers with their babes asleep are rocking to the gentle beat, and the rhythm of the rails is all they dream. Good morning, America, how are you? Oh, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles before the day is done. Well, it's nighttime in the city of New Orleans. We're changing trains in Memphis, Tennessee. Halfway home and we'll be there by morning. Through the Mississippi darkness rolling down to sea. And all the towns and people seem to fade into a dark dream. You know the steel rail still ain't heard the news. The conductor sings his songs again and the passengers will please refrain. This train's got the disappearing railroad blues. Good morning, America, how are you? Oh, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles, gone 500 miles, gone 500 miles before the day is done. City of New Orleans. Here's another song Steve Goodman sang. He did not write it. It was written by Peter Michael Smith, a fine songwriter. Others of his tunes I'm working on right now, but this is, to me, the most beautiful of all. And it took me a long time to learn how to sing this song without crying. And thank you. That's my wife chiming in. She does wonderful Zoom performances with a couple of different groups online. We both try to make a little livelihood here online, and the work she did is going to be aired tonight. The Rising Sun performance, a Zoom performance of an updated version of Scrooge, starring Scrooge McDuck. No, it's not true. There's no truth in that whatsoever. It doesn't star Scrooge McDuck. How dare I? The Dutchman's not the kind of man who keeps his thumb jammed in the dam that holds his dreams in. But that's a secret only Margaret knows. When Amsterdam is gold and in the morning Margaret brings him breakfast, she believes him. He thinks that tulips bloom beneath the snow. He's mad as he can be. Margaret only sees that sometimes. Sometimes she sees her unborn children in his eyes. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man. Now dear Margaret remembers that for me. The Dutchman still wears wooden shoes. His coat and cap are stitched with love that Margaret sews in them. Sometimes he thinks he's still in Rotterdam. He follows tugboats down canals and waves to them when he thinks he knows the captain, till Margaret comes to take him home again, through unforgiving streets that trip him though she holds his arm. Sometimes he thinks that he's alone, calls her name. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and now dear Margaret remembers that for me. The winter whirls the windmills round. She winds his muffler tighter. They sit in the kitchen. Some tea with whiskey keeps away the dew. He sees her for a moment, says her name. She makes the bed up singing some old love song, a song that Margaret learned when it was new. He sings a line or two. They hum together in the night. The Dutchman falls asleep and Margaret blows the candle out. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man. Dear Margaret remembers that for me. Long ago, I used to be a young man. Now dear Margaret remembers that for me. The Dutchman. The Dutchman. Here's an original song, fairly recent original song. I'll be recording this sooner than later for an album that's upcoming called Swimming in Falling Water. And I hope you visit my Bandcamp website. Most of you who are listening right at this minute already know the stuff on there, and many of you have downloaded, and you'll know that Bandcamp is very kind to we musicians. They give us the lion's share of the proceeds, unlike the scam artists over at Spotify. So sue me, Spotify. You are scam artists. Anyway, this is a song of my own. days and weeks go slipping by. All the things we put off pile up. All the things we choose to do some other day, they can wait for Thursday. I had some chores to run today, household shopping bills to pay, wash the dishes, clear the shelves, misery best kept to ourselves on Thursday. Buy some toothpaste, soap and bread, all the ordinary life we've led. Make a list and get it done before it slips away, my son, it's Thursday. When the clouds they opened over me, and the crowd it parted like the sea, set me down an unfamiliar path. Seeing you I simply had to laugh. Never thought I would find my way. Never thought I would find my way. Never thought I would find my way on Thursday. There's too much to hold inside, all the thoughts we keep and build up, secrets that we choose to face some other time. You know they come to mind on Thursday. I had some calls to make today, obligations, bills to pay, clear the record, make amends, try to make it all make sense on Thursday. Expectations, hopes and dreads, where the worries in our hearts have led. Take a risk and change your ways before your chances slip away, it's Thursday. Then the clouds they opened over me, and the crowd it parted like the sea, set me down an unfamiliar path. Seeing you I simply had to laugh. Never thought I would find my way. Never thought I would find my way. Never thought I would find my way on Thursday. Nothing ever happens on Thursday. Yeah, okay, medium tempo, slow songs. Let's do a more up-tempo song, might be familiar to some of you. Thank you all, by the way, for listening so much, coming so often to my shows. It gives me a purpose in life, keeps me from going out and stealing hubcaps, which I would do. If there were a market for hubcaps, you could sharpen the edge, use them as a weapon. Take it from me, it's a deadly weapon. Like I would know from deadly weapons. What do I know? Not much. My grandpa was a grifter, a gambler and a heel. He snuck around from town to town and he dealt a dirty deal. He went out in the wild world to steal what he could steal, and you know he stole a fortune, but the money wasn't real. No, the money wasn't real. Funny how it is, you know now the money wasn't real. He set out as a bandit, he came back empty-handed. He should have been a rich man, but the money wasn't real. Now the Pharaoh was a miser and his story has been told. He had 10,000 workers build a pyramid to hold all his statues and his trappings and his caskets and his gold. You know he wanted to have everything, but all he got was old, 'cause none of it was real. Funny how it is, you know now, none of it was real. His monument's so grand, it's got covered up by sand, and he's just another mummy man, 'cause none of it was real. A poor man buys a loaf of bread and he shares it and it's gone. A rich man wrecks his Porsche, yet his wealth keeps rolling on. And the good things that you've said and done are nothing you can pawn. 'Cause when you're in the underclass, you're always overdrawn. 'Cause the money isn't real. Funny how it is, you know now the money isn't real. You can follow all the rules made by idiots for fools, and you think you'll get your just reward, but you won't. You won't pick up a penny, oh, but you might spare a dime. $1 buys a pretty meager way to waste your time. A C note gets you groceries, and $1,000 might buy a thrill. You might rake in a shitload and still not get your fill. I live in America, a country built on greed. I suppose that's not a bad thing if you just take what you need, but it seems everyone's afflicted by a hunger to exceed. Why should one man have $1 billion when there's 1,000,000 mouths to feed? 'Cause the money isn't real. Funny how it is, you know now the money isn't real. You can burn it, you can earn it, but in the end you learn that it all amounts to nothing. I bought me some insurance in case I pass away. I've heard that could happen, and who am I to say? I might live forever, and they'd never have to pay. Ah, shit, who would be the loser then if it all turned out that way? 'Cause the money isn't real. Funny how it is, you know now the money isn't real. You can spend it, you can lend it, you will find that in the end it all amounts to nothing. Yes, it's funny how it all amounts to nothing. So funny how it all amounts to nothing. 'Cause the money isn't. Let it be a lesson to you. Money isn't real. Alrighty, yeah. Let's do something a little bit more tender and fender bender. It's a Joni Mitchell song, whose tenderness is beyond compare. Let's get it up in the right key. Once again, thank you so much for listening. You are my regular visitors. If you donate to my cause, it is greatly appreciated. But as you are my regular visitors, those of you I'm speaking to live right now this minute, you can help me in so many ways. One of them is to try to talk other people into understanding that what I'm offering is pretty damn good, and they should give a listen. I'm proud of what I do, and I know that if more people actually took a minute and listened, I would become one of their favorite singer-songwriters. It would happen like that, because it always does when they actually get to hear me. I'm 72 this year, by the way. So I've been doing this basically thing now for 60 years. I started playing guitar when I was 12 years old. I was in my first band at 13 years old. And that's how all of this stuff is. It takes time. Everything takes time. It's just too bad that there's so little of it. Time, I mean. Bows and flows of angel hair, ice cream castles in the air, feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I should have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's clouds, illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way you feel when every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave 'em laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. I really don't know love at all. Tears and fears and acting proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds, I've looked at life that way. Now old friends say I'm acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed. But something's lost and something's gained in living every day. I've looked at life. Salt for Silver. So here's a guessing game. If anyone can tell me the name of this song, I'll give you a bonus prize today. I'll give you salt for silver if you'll only make the trade. This poetry, these melodies are things that I have made. I've woven them from songs I've heard, from stories I've been told. I'll give you salt for silver unless you offer gold. Gonna build a big machine, a mechanical collage. Gonna build it in the workshop in the back of my garage. It's gonna be a wild contraption made of cogs and wheels and gears and discarded bits of everything I've gathered through the years. And when it gets to rolling, it's gonna make an awesome sound, like thunder in the mountains or an earthquake underground. When I'm done, they're gonna beg me, please explain that thing to me, and I will turn around and tell the man it's nothing you can't see. Gonna write a crazy song, not sure what it's gonna mean. Might be plain, might be a puzzle, might be something in between. Gonna populate the verses with people from my dreams. It might point to something deep, or maybe just be what it seems. And when I get to singing it, it's gonna make an awful noise. I really can't be bothered by the folks my voice annoys. And when I'm done, they're gonna ask me, Bob, just what does that thing do? And I will turn around and ask them, man, well, what's it do for you? Do I really have to tell you that is just the way I roll? I'm just a simple farm boy with a complicated soul, who set out first to follow in Woody Guthrie's tracks, sing about the common man and the burdens on their backs. Gonna write an epic novel, a mountain range of prose. Might turn the tide of history or turn all my friends to foes. It's gonna be a wild concoction made of thoughts and words and prayers, although there might be nothing underneath when you peel away the layers. Oh, if I fail in that ambition, I'm gonna put away my pen, put on ordinary clothing, go and walk the world of men. Gonna look in all their faces at the stories in their eyes, in the hopes that all the misery I see there makes me wise. Do I really have to tell you that is just the way I roll? I'm just a simple farm boy with a complicated soul, who set out first to follow in Woody Guthrie's tracks, sing about the common man and the burdens on their backs, who got waylaid in the city by the beatniks and the clowns, and the grief that always comes to you from mixing ups and downs, who tried his hand to Jesus and then suffered a relapse and had to rebuild his ideas from all these bits and scraps. I'll give you salt for silver if you'll only make the trade. This poetry, these melodies, are things that I have made. I've woven them from songs I've heard, from stories I've been told. I'll give you salt for silver unless you offer gold. And that, of course, is an homage. Oh, not homage to Bob Dylan. Oh, really? Yeah, you lost half of that song to an odd internet bump. And what's weird over here is that on my screen it tells me it's an excellent connection. I don't know who missed any of that, but, you know, that's the nature of our times. It's always something going wrong somewhere, in case you hadn't noticed that part of what's going on in our crazy times. This is a song that I dug out of my God, ancient history. This was a country song that I wrote when I was one of the Central Park Sheiks, the Eastern Kings of Western Swing. And just on a lark, or in this case a crow, I broke it out and I sang it, and my wife in the other room said, "I've never heard you sing anything like that before." And I thought to myself, you don't sing that way anymore. It's a kind of an authentic country style of singing. You don't do a lot of that kind of music. And then I realized the song was damn good, and I should not have forgotten about it. So this is Scarecrow and the Blackbird. Blackbird sitting on a fence post, laughing like he knows some kind of joke. I fail to see what's so funny. My whole world just went up in smoke. Won't you let me in on the joke? Scarecrow dance in a cornfield, dancing while the wind blows him around. Sometimes I feel like that scarecrow, watching over my dry patch of ground, while the wind just blows me around. There's a strange kind of music in the branches of the trees, like a song on a broken guitar. And those crows on a fence don't make any more sense than some crazy fool in a bar who had a jukebox honky-tonk waltz, who sing a jukebox honky-tonk waltz. Blackbird flies over to the scarecrow. It doesn't scare him a bit. It just sits on his shoulder to mock him, and then laughs at his own senseless wit. That scarecrow doesn't scare him a bit. Blackbird, fly away from my shoulder. Blues, fly away from my heart. I've had your shadow upon me, darling, since we've been apart. Blues, fly away from my heart. There's a strange kind of music in the branches of the trees, like a song on a broken guitar. And those crows on a fence don't make any more sense than some crazy fool in a bar who sing a jukebox honky-tonk waltz, a jukebox honky-tonk waltz. Blackbird, fly away from my shoulder. Blues, fly away from my heart. I've had this shadow upon me, oh darling, since we've been apart. Blues, fly away from my heart. There's a strange kind of music in the branches of the trees, like a song on a broken guitar. And those crows on a fence don't make any more sense than some crazy fools in a bar who sing a jukebox honky-tonk waltz. A jukebox honky-tonk waltz. And that's the honky-tonk waltz. And hope you're enjoying it. I'm as effective as the most recent vaccination. Come over here. Let me vaccinate you with some music. I can't immediately go get that vaccination because I'm in the middle of some treatment for something. But personally, as soon as my doctor tells me it's okay, I'm going to give that a shot because I think somebody's working hard to try to save some lives, and I'd like to be one of the lives that gets saved with the treatments that I'm getting and with the shot that they want to give me. So get your shot. And meanwhile, don't forget all the good things. Wash your little paws, and don't touch your face excessively when you're outside. Wear your mask. Keep your distance from people. That's a good plan anyway. Keep your distance from people. Ugh, people. Ugh. I love people. I do. Are there? I have a bit of an audience in front of me here, and so I would be happy to take a request if it's a song that I've done, and I've done it recently, and I'm maybe in practice with it. So let's take a moment and see if you can think of a song you'd like me to play. It doesn't matter what it is. My theme pretty much has been country and folk music today, but it doesn't have to be one of those. It can be just about anything. And while you're thinking of a song you would like me to sing, if you can think of one. This is a fairly recent song. In these days of trouble, child, everyone has grown up wild, and sometimes I think there's nothing that can save us. We've turned our backs on one another, turned away from Earth, our mother, and squandered all the riches that she gave us. In every town and village, into the night, in their beds the restless sleepers turning. Down along the waterways and on the city walls, the nightmen work to keep the watchfires burning. Little darling, don't you have no fear, don't you worry now, 'cause I'll be here, as sure as the white dove that spreads her wings to rise to the light that the morning brings, as sure as the changing of the moon, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over, darling. In this world of hate and war, it's hard to know just who you are, or if there's something greater you belong to. Is there someone who will take your hand and try to help you to understand, or only someone you can sing your broken song to? Sailors on the ocean praying for the sight of land, they look out to find a lighthouse angel sweeping. baby's in the cradle on the wings of lullaby. Sweet sister, hold her safely in your keeping. Little darling, don't you have no fear. Don't you worry now, I'll be here, as sure as the white dove that spreads her wings to rise to the light that the morning brings, as sure as the changing of the moon, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over, darling, soon. Soon your tears be over. Soon your tears be over, darling. Soon your tears be over, darling. Soon your tears be over, and may it be so. Oh, Kip, I don't know any Phil Oakes currently that's like where I would really be able to sing it and get all the lyrics straight, but I promise you, I'll learn one of his songs, and if there's a particular one you'd like me to learn, make a suggestion right now, or I'll just go learn the one that's most comfortable to me. There's some that I really, really like, but I haven't sung those in over 30 or 40 years, and I'm sure I would just make a mess of them. But I do understand. Well, the scientist's job, that's amusing in its way, isn't it? The scientist's job was never to get it to us. That was the logician's job, and unfortunately, the logicians were stymied by that horrible man who could not be done away with sooner. We think he's been done away with. We don't know that yet. I hope he was. I am Darcy Farrow. Yes, okay. I did prepare Darcy Farrow. Yes, a request from Harvey. I prepared that. It's a nice, sad, tragic song, so I won't finish with it, but I will do Darcy Farrow for you right now, Harvey Bojarski, because I was hoping Misha would show up, but I'll do it for her when she shows up. This is another Ian Tyson song. Where the Walker runs down to the Carson Valley Plain, there lived a maiden, Darcy Farrow was her name, the daughter of old Dundee, and a fair one was she, the sweetest flower that bloomed o'er the range. Her voice was as sweet as the sugar candy, her touch was as soft as a bed of goose down, her eyes were as bright as the beautiful lights that shine in the night out of Yarrington town. She was courted by the young Vandermeer, fine handsome lad was he, as I hear. He gave her silver rings and he bought her lacy things, and she promised to wed before the snows came that year. But her pony did stumble and it did fall, her dying touched the hearts of us one and all. Young Vandy in his pain put a bullet through his brain, and we buried them together as the snow began to fall. They sing of Darcy Farrow where the Truckee runs through, they sing of her beauty in Virginia City too, and it's dusky sundown To her name they drink around, and to young Van D, whose love was true. Where the Walker runs down to the Carson Valley Plain, there lived a maiden, Darcy Farrow was her name, the daughter of old Dundee, and a fair one was she, the sweetest flower that bloomed o'er the range, the sweetest flower that bloomed o'er the range. That's a sad tale. All right, I'm glad you are enjoying Darcy Farrow. That's a beautiful song, of course. And I've got a little juice left in me, so I'm going to do a couple of more songs for you, fine humanoids. Upright biped, paralleleped bipeds. My dad would always say humans are upright parallelobipeds, meaning we stood on our hind legs and our legs were parallel. Damn it, we're proud of it. We're an arrogant species, proud of our upright nature. And well, we should be. We invented the atom. We invented God. I mean, our creations are just unbelievable. And so, yes, political commentary for you there. This is Paul Siebel's song. Just give me a moment, folks. Oh, I see why I cannot do this song. I'm going to do yet another song. Any more requests floating in? Chip, I will get your Phil Oakes fix filled for you. And I'm going to do a little bit at sea here. How about a pretty ballad? I'm gonna end with a song called Northbound Train. That's the last song on my album Salt for Silver. And I will then bid you fondue. I bid you fondue. But finish this song, and then I'm going to put up my screen and play some canned music while you read the screen. Or, that screen is not for you, my dear regular gallery people, but anybody who's visiting me after the fact, curious about how they can help my cause, of course, you can always do it by what's down there. Or if you go and look at the last screen that I'm going to put up, you'll see books of mine that I've written that I'm proud of that you can go buy at Amazon, Kindle books and paperback books alike. And also you can follow my music at Bandcamp and listen to it there for free or download it for your personal collection. There are 2 albums currently being offered and a 3rd one in the wings. Riding on a northbound train, leave the South behind, rolling through the blue-gray dawn, and I feel the past unwind. Hills and valleys, streets and alleys, little towns all in a row, people I may never meet, places I may never go. Sometimes I feel just like a gambler, gonna watch my fortunes break. Or just like some weary rambler, wondering which fork to take. I got my backpack and my guitar, pocket change to pay my way. I bought myself a one-way fare. I'm going home, and there I'll stay. Living up to what I said I'd do. Girl, you know I'm coming home to you. Play some changes while I'm rolling, looking for the words to sing. Take my rhythm from the train tracks, and I wonder what the muse will bring. Fellow travelers in this night car, asking me what songs I play. They sometimes strike a harmony as we pass the rattling miles away. Living up to what I said I'd do. Girl, you know I'm coming home to you. Giving up the games I tried to play. Coming home to you, and there I'll stay. Riding on a northbound train, leave the south behind. Rolling through the blue-gray dawn, and I feel the past unwind. And there you have it in all of its splendor. That was my show for tonight, December 19th, 2020. I'll be doing another show with the same theme but different songs tomorrow. And I hope, please, you know, you guys, you come all the time. I love you so much, but try to help me promote this, to tell somebody, just, hey, give them a try. I'd love to just get a couple of more faces in the gallery there so I don't have to bore all of you so much. Changes. I Will Learn Changes. Thank you, Kip Osborne. That's a lovely, lovely song. And I once again thank you so much. I am going to put on my sponsorship, John Sheridan. I didn't know you were lurking in the background there. Thank you so much, my dear friend from Ireland, my friends from Ireland. Ireland, yes, where the green is grass and the emeralds have four leaves. And all right, so you lovely people. It's been such a pleasure playing for you. Thank you so very much. Love you all. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to one another. This is my sponsorship screen. You are my regular sponsor, so this is only for you to look at while I play you a tune. And the tune that I'm going to play you is a tune called Evelyn. So here's the sponsorship screen and Evelyn. I'm putting up the sponsorship screen for my books instead of the usual thing. My books, Dead Man's Coat, Spindrift Factor, soon to be published, Searching for a Reasonable God, and The White Gallery, a collection of short stories that will be released within the matter of days. I'm just doing the final proofreading of the author's copies right now. Love you so much. Be well. Be kind to one another. Love everybody. That's the only hope there is. Beside a water wheel, dawn was laying diamonds in the grass. My Evelyn looked gently down. Water was her looking glass. The snow had come and gone. Shoots of May were pushing through the ground. A bird did sing on every bough. Lord, it made the softest sound. Sun is rising, it's not surprising. I know the sun, he's my friend. I hardly know you. Where are you going to, and when will you be back again? Snow had come and gone. Shoots of May were pushing through the ground. A bird did sing on every bough. Lord, it made the softest sound. Sun is rising, it's not surprising. I know the sun, he's my friend. I hardly know you. Where are you going to, and when will you be back again? I hardly know you. Where are you going to, and when will you be back again? Beside a water wheel,